Oh boy, okay, we are on episode 6 to 7 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Part 1. My hair looks like shit because guess what? Daddy just woke the fuck up. I apologize for my slighted hair appearance, but you're not here for that, right? You're here for the JoJo, right? So go on ahead and get yourselves strapped in, a little locked in, set the beautiful like button ablaze for me, and subscribe and join the zebra. Where is it? Gang, 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 because we need as many subscribers as possible in order for us to possibly appear on the Trash Taste podcast. Come on, help me out. Now, episode 6 to 7 of JoJo was very much enjoyable. Oh my Lanta. All right, so again, like I have been saying over and over and over, the first part I have indeed seen. I have seen this particular part of JoJo, right? But it has been like roughly 2 years since I've seen it, so a lot of it's kind of in my head, but I don't remember these things going the way that it did. So basically, spoiler alert, by the way, we end up completing the fight against Bluford. He ends up going down as an honorable warrior, which, you know, I kind of said in the previous video that he was like coming off very much as a honorable fighter, an honorable, even though I've been resurrected by Dio to do evil, I still hold my honor from my living days, you know? And he died an honorable death at the hands of Jonathan. He ends up winning. Jonathan ends up winning the fight after they get out of the water, and in a sense, Bluford kind of apologizes in a way and shows that yes, I was good in my living days. The same cannot be said for his partner, the Big Brute. Because he said fuck you, broke his armor and everything, broke Bluford's armor, who was supposed to be his friend, and went on a complete bloodthirsty assault against the group. And they tried to run, but they end up being locked inside of a kind of like a castle dungeon type thing that apparently Big Brute kind of specialized in fighting in, because it involved like a dual chain kind of fight. So what ended up happening was Jonathan and the Brute ends up having their necks and like I think they're like back or like frontal area like chained together, so they have to kill each other in order to get out of it. And obviously him being the bigger one of the two, he kind of, you know, gets the upper hand very easily. And I completely forgot that Poco, the kid from 2 episodes back, he ends up actually becoming kind of important in a sense, because he's the only reason why Zeppeli and Speedwagon end up being able to make it into the arena, because it ends up closing in front of them and locking them out. And he crawls into a hole. There's a whole little backstory thing where he's talking about his sister and everything, and you have to fight against your fears. You have to fight against your fears in order to, you know, overcome them. And he does that, and it does a lot of good. It does a lot of good. It allows Zeppeli and Speedwagon to get in. It allows certain very big events to happen, because Zeppeli also ends up having like a backstory thing where we go back to understand a little bit of where the Hamon comes from, which is kind of like from some very old, like I believe it's like Egyptian like source. I don't remember the exact of it. I'm not capable of fully explaining it. Go watch the anime yourself to fully understand it. I plan on watching it over to fully understand it, because it is kind of cool. But basically, son of God. The power from the sun is what's giving the source of Hamon for the most part, it seems. And the teacher of Zeppeli has some kind of power that somehow sees into the future and tells him, hey, this is when you're gonna die. Because Zeppeli asked, can you tell me when I'm gonna die? Can you tell me how long I have so that I can properly fulfill my destiny? Which is something that I personally believe. Everyone has a purpose in life. Everyone has a thing that I feel that each person should accomplish before their death. And Zeppeli wanted to know how long he had for his. And his end was unleashing full power in Jonathan Joestar. And that's what ends up happening. After Poco ends up letting Zeppeli and Speedwagon in, he, in a sense, kind of sort of sacrifices himself in a way, getting cut in half in a very brutal way with the chains. And with his last breath, he gives all of his Hamon power to Jonathan, which aided Jonathan in beating the shit and killing the big brute, which is really cool to me, to be honest. But it's also like one of those things that also kind of is like, yes, this is definitely a clearly first time anime. This is definitely first part. This is very inspired by Fist of the North Star. This is very inspired by the general black and white good and evil basis of writing. And luckily, by the time Golden Wind and stuff comes out, all of that changes. But those are just the small little nitpicks that I picked out. But we end up meeting 3 different characters. We end up meeting 2 disciples of the actual trainer of Zeppeli, and all 3 of them are joining our group, and they are going to go fight Dio together, which is pretty cool. It also, part 1 also gives me the vibes of like very old, like Final Fantasy games. You're one specific lad who ends up going on a journey to get stronger and conquer a very small thing, but it ends up escalating into something so huge. And on the way, you gather a whole party of different characters of different sorts of skills and everything to defeat the evil. It's kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. As a person who loves Final Fantasy, it's really cool to me. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know. Jojo Part 1, Phantom Blood, very much liking it. Let me know what you guys think, though. That's all that I got for you. TheZebra, the best on YouTube. Signing the fuck off. Have yourselves a nice rest of your day and a nice juicy chickadee. Goddamn. Ciao, my friends. Oh, boy. Check out thezebracorner.com, by the way. Hopefully some written reviews should be out now.